Did you know that 1 in 5 children between the ages of 6 and 12 experience severe behavior problems, and many of them are labeled as rebellious? But here's the kicker. Experts say most of these kids are just trying to communicate something important that's been overlooked. Shocking, right? As a parent, it can feel like you're constantly fighting an uphill battle. But what if I told you that handling a rebellious child doesn't have to be all about yelling, punishment, or power struggles? In this video, we'll uncover the hidden reasons behind rebellious behavior and explore strategies that actually work to turn things around. We'll dive into the science of what's really going on in your child's mind and share simple but powerful techniques that will help you create a calmer, more cooperative home. So, if you're tired of the endless back and forth and want to get on the same page with your child, stick around. The solutions may surprise you. Chapter 1. Unlocking the rebel mindset. What drives their defiance? Children are not born rebellious, but something triggers their defiance. Understanding what fuels this behavior can help you find solutions that work. Kids act out when they feel misunderstood, powerless, or unheard. According to Dr. Laura Markham, a psychologist and parenting expert, children often rebel when they lack emotional connection with their parents. It's important to look at your child's world and understand what's going on behind the behavior. Kids crave control, especially in the teen years. They begin to form their own identity, and asserting independence is part of that. However, it's essential to remember that not all rebellion is bad. Sometimes, defiance is a child's way of asserting their individuality. A study from the University of Minnesota found that teens who experience more independence have better self-esteem and problem-solving skills later in life. Another reason kids rebel is because they are testing boundaries. This is a normal part of their development. Research from the American Academy of Pediatrics shows that children's brains go through dramatic changes between ages 9 and 15, making them more likely to act impulsively. They are still learning how to regulate emotions and behavior. Your child isn't being difficult on purpose, they are simply navigating complex emotions. Chapter 2. The silent power of listening. How to turn defiance into dialogue. The most powerful tool a parent can have when dealing with rebellion is listening. Rebellious children often feel like their voices don't matter. According to parenting expert Dr. Ross Green, kids aren't trying to be difficult, they simply don't have the skills to handle their emotions. If they don't feel heard, they may act out to grab your attention. Start by creating a calm environment where your child feels safe to talk. When they express their frustrations, listen without interrupting. Validate their feelings by saying things like, "I can see you're upset," or "I understand why you feel that way." This isn't about agreeing with everything they say, it's about making them feel understood. Research shows that listening can reduce conflict by 40%. A study from the University of California revealed that children who felt listened to were 30% more likely to work out solutions with their parents rather than rebel. This approach turns potential arguments into conversations where both sides are heard. Try asking open-ended questions like, "What's going on?" or "How did that make you feel?" This invites your child to express themselves freely. Effective listening helps you understand what's behind the behavior. Is it a lack of attention? Is there stress from school? Once you understand the root cause, you can address it in a way that resolves the issue without confrontation. Chapter 3. The Art of Natural Consequences. Letting life teach punishments might seem like the go-to solution for rebellious behavior, but sometimes the best teacher is life itself. Natural consequences occur when a child faces the results of their actions without you stepping in. For example, if your child refuses to do their homework, they may experience the consequence of lower grades. This is an opportunity to teach responsibility. Psychologist Dr. Jane Nelson, author of Positive Discipline, emphasizes that natural consequences empower children to make better decisions. When kids experience the fallout of their actions, they learn important life lessons. Instead of feeling punished, they realize that their choices have real-world effects. According to a study by the Center on the Social and Emotional Foundations for Early Learning, children who face natural consequences are more likely to internalize lessons about responsibility than those who experience punishment. Letting your child experience natural consequences also builds their resilience. According to the American Psychological Association, kids who face natural outcomes to their decisions develop stronger coping skills. These children are more likely to handle frustration and disappointment in healthy ways, rather than turning to rebellion or aggression. Of course, there are times when you need to step in for safety's sake. But when possible, allow your child to learn from their choices. A simple example is letting a child skip a jacket on a chilly day. They'll quickly realize that they'll be cold and might be more likely to wear it next time. By using natural consequences, you show your child that they control their actions and their outcomes. This approach reduces power struggles and helps children feel more autonomous. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more practical parenting tips. In the next chapters, we'll explore ways to solve power struggles, rethink rebellion, and create a culture of respect in your home. You won't want to miss it. Chapter 4. Turn power struggles into problem-solving partnerships. Parents often face power struggles with their children, but these battles are not necessary. Rebellion can sometimes arise when children feel they are being forced into decisions without their input. One of the most effective ways to handle this is by shifting from confrontation to collaboration. Instead of simply imposing rules, involve your child in finding solutions to problems. A great place to start is by asking, "What do you think we should do about this situation?" This open-ended question helps your child feel that their opinion matters, and it encourages them to think critically. A study from the Journal of Child and Family Studies found that when parents involved their children in decision-making, kids were more likely to follow through with family rules. It's about building a partnership rather than creating an adversarial relationship. Kids are more likely to respect boundaries when they help set them. For instance, if your child keeps refusing to clean their room, try to make a plan together. Set specific goals and ask them how they would like to handle it. This kind of involvement can reduce defiance and increase compliance. It teaches children responsibility and fosters a sense of ownership over their actions. It's important to remain patient during this process. The key to successful problem-solving partnerships is calmness and consistency. A study published in Parenting Science found that when children are given choices, even small ones, they feel more in control and are less likely to rebel. Empowering children with decisions helps them learn how to manage their actions and navigate life's challenges more effectively. Chapter 5. Reframing rebellion. Is your child really misbehaving? Not all rebellious behavior is bad. In fact, what seems like misbehavior might actually be a child's attempt to assert their independence or deal with internal struggles. It's crucial to look beyond the surface and understand what's truly behind the behavior. Rebellion is often a sign of growth rather than a problem that needs to be fixed. Developmental psychologists, like Dr. Wendy Mogul, author of The Blessing of a Skinned Knee, emphasize that adolescence is a time of transformation. During this stage, children are testing boundaries and figuring out who they are. Dr. Mogul suggests that instead of seeing defiance as a challenge, parents should view it as a necessary part of their child's path toward maturity. Reframing rebellion also means not jumping to conclusions. Sometimes, what parents interpret as bad behavior might be a sign of stress or unmet needs. A study by the American Psychological Association found that children who experience stress at school or in their relationships often act out at home as a way to cope. Recognizing these patterns allows parents to offer more support and reduce negative reactions. Sometimes rebellion is a sign of creativity and curiosity. Instead of suppressing it, try guiding it in a constructive direction. If your child is constantly questioning rules or challenging authority, it might mean they are developing critical thinking skills. Research from the University of Pennsylvania shows that kids who engage in more challenging behaviors tend to perform better academically later on because they're learning how to think independently. So, rather than labeling your child as misbehaving, take a step back and evaluate the bigger picture. Is this behavior a sign of emotional development, curiosity, or independence? By reframing rebellion in this way, you can adopt a more supportive approach rather than one focused solely on discipline. Chapter 6. Creating a culture of respect. Why mutual understanding wins every time. Creating a home environment rooted in respect is one of the most effective ways to reduce rebellion. Mutual respect between parents and children builds trust, which leads to fewer power struggles. It's important to treat your child as an individual with opinions and needs that deserve recognition. Dr. James Lehman, a renowned parenting expert, argues that respecting your child's feelings doesn't mean letting them do whatever they want. Instead, it's about acknowledging their emotions and offering guidance, rather than resorting to control. According to a study by the University of Minnesota, children who feel respected are more likely to cooperate with their parents and follow family rules. Respect creates a foundation for healthy communication and problem-solving. When parents treat their children with respect, children learn to respect others as well. It's a cycle of positive behavior that can be passed down. A study from the Journal of Family Psychology shows that when parents model respectful behavior, children are more likely to display respect both at home and in social situations. Teaching respect isn't just about enforcing rules, it's about modeling behavior and showing kindness, even during disagreements. To create a culture of respect, it's essential to set clear, reasonable boundaries while also acknowledging your child's feelings. For example, if your child is upset about a rule, listen to their concerns without dismissing them. This approach doesn't undermine authority, it strengthens it. Studies show that children who feel heard are more likely to comply with requests because they trust that their parents have their best interests at heart. Ultimately, creating a respectful environment reduces the likelihood of rebellion because children learn to communicate better and trust their parents. They understand that their opinions matter, and they feel valued. When respect becomes the norm, both parents and children are more likely to work together to solve problems rather than resort to defiance. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with more parenting tips and strategies. With these 6 powerful approaches, you'll be better equipped to handle any rebellious behavior and create a more peaceful, respectful home. Thanks for watching.